Hello everyone, welcome to the Majestix Heroclix Podcast. If you like our content, please like and subscribe, it really helps us out. If you're interested in learning more about the Bronze Age format and the Majestix Open Series, please check out openseries.majestixccg.com. Also, if you want to learn about Heroclix strategies, tactics, and lists from the game's top players, please visit majestixccg.com/apex-insiders. Lastly, if you're looking for Heroclix singles, please visit our eBay stores at stores.ebay.com/MajestixHeroclix and stores.ebay.com/ClicksCollective. All the links for everything I just talked about is below in the description. And again,
my name is Jeff, and today I'm joined by Clay Wood. Later on, we'll be joined by Patrick Booth. Long time no see, buddy.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Glad you made it home safe.
Yeah, and I think you probably had the harder recovery time despite my long trek home.
Because I was prepping like the week before. Like I was on my feet pretty much the whole time, moving around. Like I was talking with Quinn earlier, and I was like, I wondered if I wanted to play for 3 days and like sit down and like mentally stretch myself, or like mentally stretch myself and be on my feet all day. I'm like, which one sounds more fun, right? I do enjoy hosting though, so I still think I take one in the event.
Yeah, you probably got a lot more exercise than I did. I did a marathon of sitting.
I closed a couple rings. So yeah, dude, again, thank you so much for coming up. I appreciate the support as always. And
thanks for putting this all together. You're the one who deserves the thanks.
Thank you. You got 5th place in our main event, right?
Yeah, I think I actually might be the only person who placed in all. No, I guess Kevin also placed in all 3 of the events. So we are the best of the losers, because we could not pull it out, but we managed to be mediocre consistently.
well, you were the runner up in the pulp too, which was a tough field. Like
it was
as competitive as the main event. I felt like it was. People brought some heat, like they were coming for it. So
yeah, no, that was really good. I had a lot of fun with that. As you listen to the previous podcast, you know how excited I was about that event. So it did not leave me wanting. It was great competition, awesome teams, a variety of different tactics, and a really great turnout. I think we had 16, right?
For which?
For the pulp.
So pulp was 16 players, yeah.
So people were building teams at the last minute. They were really excited about it. It was cool.
No, and like they did well. Like they weren't planning on playing, and they're like, "Oh, I'm just going to buy my team."
And I don't know if we're going to talk about it much here, but there was the Avengers 3v3 crossover, which was awesome.
Yes,
it might have been my favorite event of the weekend.
I was lucky enough to play in that, so
yeah, I'm glad you got to play.
I'll take it. Yeah, no, like. It was all like a last minute throw in, but we'll get into it in a bit. So we'll just let me share my screen. Oh, are we there yet? We're not there yet. Where did it go? There it is. Actually, the 3v3 video is up right now. Let me share the screen. You can see it, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. So this is us at the 3v3. We're all opening boosters. So I got lucky to be on a team with Richard and Pat Yapoko. So we opened ours on stream. You guys can go to our YouTube page and check out the live video of that. Ryder got to play. Those are my local guys. Ryder actually went undefeated in the 3v3. Went 3-0.
Wow.
But his team lost. Ooh.
Now, for those who can't see the video or don't remember what the format involved, it's 6 different boosters of Avengers sets throughout the ages, going all the way back to the what is it, like 2008 or 2009 Avengers set?
Yeah, here they are. So
great. There's the picture. Yeah.
Avengers War of Realms, Avengers Defenders War, Avengers 60th, Avengers Forever, and Avengers Infinity.
And it was pretty awesome. So now, Jeff, you guys pulled amazing.
Pulled mediocre. Pulled okay.
You pulled 5 super rares.
Like
they just didn't happen to be the 5 super rares you wanted.
So rarity wise, we pulled well above average, correct. But the figures did not hold up to, like, Quasar from AI, right? He's a super rare. No, he's not doing nothing. He's expensive garbage, point cost wise. Yep. But yeah, I got lucky. I got an Absorbing Man. I got a Prob figure. What's his name? Leader and Man Thing from Avengers Defenders War.
Who's not at all a bad figure. Little expensive, but not a bad figure.
In sealed, he did some work because people would hit him to a stop click with that 19. Whoops. And be like, oh. And then they're just getting psych blasted. They're like, well, I'm based. And I'm like, well, he's a giant and he's shooting you for 4 damage. Psych pin. They're like, oh. So I went 2-1. I lost to a writer and his Century Prime.
He had amazing tools.
So, like, I did pretty good on Century Prime and I got him down pretty low. And I wasn't able to continue the attacks on him because I had to focus my damage on his backline while his main attacker was down. He hit me a couple times, supported up, or steel energied up, and I wasn't able to catch up after that. So we were all Bs too, by the way. And I was very fortunate that I did not have to play you or Ryder, because I think you two were the strongest of the Bs in terms of your polls, your team. No, we definitely had the 2 beat sticky teams. Yeah,
I think definitely the strongest team of the day was probably Roland's team. Oh my God.
His synergy was crazy, right? He was in A spot? Yeah, he was the A.
Yes, I think he was in the A spot. Iron Inquisitor, Chase, Crimson Dynamo, Abomination. I kept looking at it going like, how do you fit all this on one team? I couldn't, but I wish we had it written down, but it was awful to play against.
It was. I remember Richard played against it, and it was rough. He was close, but it was rough. And they ended up going on and winning the whole thing.
Yeah.
But as a positive note, I did beat Nick on their team handedly.
I did too. I stopped twice.
Like, I think Roland also went undefeated in Pulp. I mean, not in Pulp, excuse me, the 3v3. Booth, I think, went 2-1.
Yeah,
pretty sure Nick lost every single one.
The finals was my team versus their team, and I won my game, Roland won his game, and then it came down to Kevin versus Patrick, and it was very close.
Booth pulled it out. There we go. Yeah, he played very well this weekend too. He had it was a tough field. All right, let's see what other pictures from the 3v3 we have here. Here we go. So here's first round. This looks like first round. There's you playing the Cotes and Caleb. Escape me for a second, Caleb. There's the SoCal guys with Craig. Got the Team Vegas on the left. Nick looks so happy now. It must be first round. Yep, it is, because I'm playing Ryder. Mr. Patrick Poco siding there in the back. There we are. Yep. Very cool. It was good teammates, and we're back to here. So, yeah, that was fun. And then this looks like some more. This looks like the main event. So, scroll through the pictures, and then we'll go through the listings or the teams. What round did you play, Anthony?
In the main event?
Yeah.
I think that was round 3.
Okay, nice.
Was it 4? Maybe it was 4. Let's see. Yeah, I think it was 4, because I played first round by, second round was Ryder,
Yep.
Third round was right. Richard. Fourth round was Anthony. Yep. Nice. Fifth round was Nick.
There's Richard and Kevin on stream.
Or maybe fifth round wasn't. No, I played Nick at some point.
Nice.
No, it was Nick.
I like that view. That's a good bird's eye view.
Oh, that is good. How did you get that shot?
I went upstairs. There's behind all those books, there's like a little upstairs area.
Oh, I didn't know that at all. Huh.
Well, I'll take that as a good thing. Alrighty. Let's look at 2023 Majestix 2K Invitational winning team with his Wendigo bomb. Again, congratulations to Anthony Barragon. 2 years in a row.
Yeah. Oh.
Without a sweat, he just took him down.
Dude, his team is great.
I remember playing a shell of it in Vegas, and he upgraded it.
Oh my God, it's so good.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised he won. His team's so well put together, and really unlike anything else that anybody else played too.
No, it's very unique. And it's just so hard to get in on. Like, it's so hard to stop him from getting in on you. Excuse me. Like he gets through no matter what, because the Tri-Sentinel get through all your blocking. Wendigos get so many free attacks. Blackheart's pulse waving you to turn anything off. Like it's wild.
Yeah.
Like he's like a surgeon just taking your team apart.
So we talked about this team or his previous incarnation of it, like probably a couple months ago. And I wasn't at that event. And so when I had to fight it, he definitely had a lot of tricks that I was not expecting. You had mentioned something about Amit's Tomb, and that never came into play. What did, and that I did not expect, was that, like, it's not the Wendigos that, in my opinion, were so terrifying. It's the double pulse wave with knockback. That he doesn't care about pulse waving his own team because everybody else around him is on a stop click, the only person who he can hit is like Scott Porter, and so I thought the brilliance of just having tons of pulse wave that doesn't affect anybody, like, was just great. And I can't help but feel like there might be an interesting modern variant, and I'm just trying to figure this out. It's not going to be quite as potent, but Carnage. If you could find a bunch of legacy Carnages, you might be able to do something interesting there.
I think I have like 4.
So there you go, Jeff.
All right, Carnage Bomb, let's go. Yeah. But they just they can't attack afterwards. Actually,
I thought they do not have the.
They can't. Do they have to heal up?
They only heal when they do the
retail, but they don't have the colossal indifference, right?
They do not have it.
Yeah. Surtur. Oh no, Surtur's not modern legal anymore. He rotated. Anymore.
They're also only 10 points too. So
Sad bear.
But they have a much lower defense. I don't know if it would work quite as well. It's just, I think it's something interesting to think about.
I like it. We'll test it. Sounds fun. But yeah, dude, he killed it. Like, he made use of every figure. Everything is on here for a specific reason. Dude, very impressive.
Very, very well.
All right. Ray Bakeem, more?
Just another great example of a team that's really significantly upgraded from its previous incarnation.
Yes.
I played Ray a month ago, and he had a different version of this team that had, it did not have Sakarian Iron Man, but it instead had
Sky Tyrant.
And, so you're trading in, they both do a ton of damage, but you're trading in like a very, very squishy figure for somebody who's extremely hard to kill.
Yes.
And so now his whole team is really, really, really beefy. And it's much more difficult to just ignore his souped out APOC and find something else to kill. I did not play him this weekend, but he did a great job. I watched a few of his games, and he really played this with an expert's precision that I definitely think was a marked improvement from what I had seen a month ago.
Yeah, Ray's really grown this past year in the series, and he didn't qualify, I believe, until this Friday, the Friday before.
I think that's right. Yeah.
And he's been grinding it out all season, coming up with different builds and stuff, like figuring out what works and doesn't, and what can be played and what can't. And
he
he's come so far.
He his game against Anthony, which I think you've recorded, is very interesting. But honestly, the one that I thought was the best was playing Caleb in the top 4, which was not recorded, unfortunately.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. The game came down to Caleb going last, counted out all the points that he needed to win, and started methodically taking apart, Ray's last few pieces, only to do a pulse wave with his Scott Porter that rolled so high that it hit APOC and knocked APOC onto a stop click, which removed the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And Caleb did not recount his points until afterwards, and it ended up being a straight up tie.
It was like 135,
and then Ray won the roll off. It was a game and a half to watch.
Dude, I remember it was very interesting Caleb do that, because I came in at the end, and because I was like, all right, whose turn? What's going on? Like, some of the rounds are done, and Ray's like, all right, I got one more action. Does this thing. Caleb's like, all right, my turn. Let's count points. I was like, all right, I know what he's thinking. He's like, I need to beat this guy. Like, what can I do to do it? How do I go about it? Like you said, he counts everything out, and like a surgeon, he just starts taking apart Ray's team, because they're all like intertwined with each other. Like, he's getting knockback damage to KO things, like sidestepping so he can drop yellow boots to knock people back. Like, it was great. It was very enjoyable to watch.
So I actually give Ray like a huge amount of credit to have the presence of mind to remember that Scott Porter killed his own equipment. Yeah. Like, it's very easy after 2 long days of slogging through this to be able to remember that, and that did it for him. So yeah, really good.
Remembering is a skill.
Yeah, it is. That's for sure.
It'll win you games.
I remember all my stuff, about the 1 to 2 days later, usually in the middle of the night. Wake up. Oh, why did I do that? Yeah.
And then you're awake for like 3 hours. You're like, fuck. Ray did win like 3 roll-offs, so like he won a 30-point roll-off like round 1 or something, right? Round 2, 30-30. Then in the finals, I think the first one was recorded, was a 0-0 roll-off against Tim and Brian.
Oh my God.
And then he won the roll-off with Caleb. There might have been a 4th one, but I know those 3 for sure.
That's awesome.
Live and die by the dice.
Let's talk about Caleb's team.
Scientist theme. I like it. Like, this is a very well thought out team, very methodical, and he knows exactly what he's doing with this team. It's a defense shell that can be very offensive. Let's see. So he's got Sakari and Iron Man. He's definitely made a comeback in bronze, I feel like. I feel like he fell off after Alyssa kind of got done using him, and then it's been this huge resurgence.
You know what it is Paul, a month ago, reminded everybody that he existed, and more so that he could be played with WWE powers. And you saw a few of that. So
yeah, that's the new trick. If you're playing Saki, you're playing 5 sideline figures.
Yep.
Let's see. Demon in Armor, which is a nice defensive shell that doesn't let you modify your attack, or doesn't let you positively modify or replace their attack value within range.
So this is pretty similar to what Caleb played over the summer. I think it may be at Worlds
and Canadian Nationals, right?
Yeah, when a lot of the stuff was still legal, minus the Scott Porters, of course. And so he made a few modifications. but you can tell that he's been playing this for a while because he played it very, very well. It's one of these teams that I'll be honest, I looked at it and I'm like, okay, there's some scientist stuff. It doesn't seem like the defense is that high. I think now I didn't play him, but having watched him and spoken with others who did, what was noted was like how good he was at just locking people down with the barrier, putting barrier down, pulse wave, knock you back into it, putting down the stop signs and burying around you and trapping you, and then just like waiting for his moment and just dismantling you. And he has so much barrier because he's got a green ring on Teen Lantern, he's got Molecule Man, he's got the yellow ring on Scott Porter, and so he just has tons to work with. And I think when he gets you in his trap, you're kind of just stuck.
I like that. Locking people down so they can't move out of the barrier is very smart. That's a trick I've used a couple times.
Yeah.
Got to look for those indoor maps. I guess you don't have to anymore with the stop sign, but before. Dude. And again, thank you, Caleb, for coming out. Appreciate it very much. You were great company. He even came out when he flew in that day. He came out and met us for dinner on Thursday night. So that was really cool.
Yeah.
All right, Kevin.
I just updated it. So if you refresh, Kevin's last name will show up here. I don't know what happened earlier.
I think I'm supposed to say Mr. Magoo. Let's see. Ghost Rider with the Heroes for Hire ATA. Just want to make a PSA. There's been a run on Heroes for Hire where you just get vanilla attacks. So you cannot pulse wave with Heroes for Hire. Just PSA. So everyone knows.
Richard's not going to forget that.
I don't think anyone's going to forget that. So yes, Ghost Rider, the famous one we've all been playing. Again with Spectral, which is nice because you get the precision strike if you want to unequip someone. Heroes for Hire, he gets a free attack. You got a Arachnite with a Soul Sword that's just probably not going to die. Low points, of course, still hard to kill. New War Wheels of Vengeance, Blackheart. Too good, man. Like I'll be honest, when I first looked at him, I wasn't hyped on him because I really liked the old Blackheart. Like I played him a lot. But this guy is I was very wrong about. He is very good.
He's the best TKer in the game right now. Who does not have TK.
Yes. Personal fave, Chainsaw Wonder Woman with golden armor. If you're playing Chainsaw Wonder Woman, you need to play the golden armor. Like that's just you got to. And then Porter with the usual BS. Actually,
I think White Shirt Porter was on every single one of these teams.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. Anthony had him, Ray had him, Caleb had him, Fruz.
Yeah. We'll finish when we go see that red button in the middle of the screen. The other red button. There you go. So that actually will tell you the meta for the event. We can
want me to click it now?
About the teams, we'll go back and talk.
Okay. I don't know if anyone else besides me has noticed, but I do like how you added the one ATA slot.
Yeah, it made more sense. I do need to indicate how many points it's taking up. I don't know why that's not happening, but
because it's over here on the figures.
No, I took it off. Oh, it is on the figures. Sorry. Oh, you're right. Yes, never mind. Yeah. Okay, I did it right. Look at that. All right.
Yeah.
I think we're all in bug with the build sheet, so it didn't appropriately attribute Heroes for Hire on the build sheet to Scott Porter. So
I also noticed that when I printed out or when I sent over Writer's build sheet, the last ATA on Porter didn't transfer over.
That was that. It's the ATA. That's exactly that's exactly what I'm saying. Yep. So yeah.
All fixed?
Nope, not yet.
Okay, we're working on it.
Working on some other stuff.
It's all good. All right. 5th place, Clay Wood. Did you change anything?
Yeah, I made a really massive change. I changed my Pentacles card from Hypersonic to the king of pentacles. So the hypersonic one is if you use hypersonic and you hit, you can remove an action token from yourself. And so I changed it to when the character is given a move action after resolutions, remove an action token from yourself. So I made almost no change whatsoever.
Did you notice a difference in the gameplay or how things went with that one change?
It didn't make much of a difference.
No. Okay.
No, I'm just totally being facetious. The team worked really well. I was being lazy. I didn't want to think it. I actually thought I didn't want to come up with something new, and I, it worked very well the first day. I'd love to. I really was hoping I'd play Anthony again because now I knew what his team was going to do. I was hoping to, give it one more shot because our game was pretty close.
Yeah.
But Kevin knocked me out. He needed a 9 through prob and managed to do it the last action. So.
Dude, that's crazy. And you didn't get very many turns there, did you?
Nope, got about a turn and a half.
Oh, Kevin, come on, dude. Do better. All right. But yes, again, another solid performance. Clay, good job, bud. All right. Let's look at Brian Wazowski. Let's ride. So this is definitely, I want to say, one of the more interesting ones of the top 8. Because Lilith, like we all kind of, I think, look past her. It's a little similar to yours with the Ghost Rider, the MOE chases, Porter, and the Kale. But this Lilith figure, pretty solid. She has like a port across the map too, which is pretty cool. So place Lilith adjacent to another friendly character that shares a keyboard with her. So that's free. So you can go boom, zoom across the map. And then once per game, choose a character with a monster keyword on your sideline. If that character's point value is less than the total points of all characters KO generated on its starting click, your opponent scores it now. So that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah. I like this. I think the big key pulling Kraglin off there is it allows him to keep mystical theme.
Yes.
And that allows him to use the heroes for higher ATA. Lilith is great. I think my only issue with this is she can't carry anybody, so he's got to switch it over to Kid Thanos to do the carrying. And Kid Thanos is pretty squishy. It can be a liability if you have to use her.
You get eat or something, just someone can see through characters. He's going down real quick. He does have a stop click, right? I think he does. He does have a stop click.
But with like Necrosword.
Yeah, knockbacks everywhere, right?
Or that stop click.
Oof. All right, but yeah, good job, Brian. Tops made 6th place. Solid performance.
Yeah, it's a great team.
Yeah, he always has very interesting teams. All right, Brandon Weber, one of my local boys. Camo Chomp Chomp. He's been playing. He played this at 2. This is the second event he's played it at. He was very close to beating Anthony. It was like 1 point. There was 1 point difference in their score.
In the first day.
5 points. 5 points. No, on the top 8.
Oh, really?
Top 8.
Wow. This team's great. As we talked about last time, he actually really beat me, and we miscalculated the points, or we didn't play Apocalypse right, and so I did not. I had the fortune of not having to play him again. So he did not get to exact his revenge, but it's a great team. There's no doubt about it. I'm very happy that I dodged a bullet and didn't have to play him. I love that it's something that's very unconventional. I think he's the only camo player.
Yeah, Alyssa played camo.
Oh, she did. Okay,
but she didn't do well.
Well, Brandon's been practicing this. I think it's fair to say that he had a little more practice than Alyssa.
I believe her comment was, "I should have played the animals." So again, congratulations, Brandon. Top 8 at Invitational. That's huge. Like he continues to get better, so that is good. All right. Last but not least, quad surfers. Dun dun
We just skip this one.
dun.
We don't need to talk about Nick, do we?
No, we're good. Everyone knows about this team.
I'm just kidding. If Patrick's
I wasn't.
Here, I have to channel. You have to pretend.
Yeah, he hasn't made any changes. Same team. But he was the 8th seed going into the finals. He had a 3-2 record, I believe.
Yeah.
So the Surfers didn't position as well as they have been doing. Ryder ended up going 1-3, I think, and he dropped and went to go build a pulp team. Just because everyone had answers to the Surfers. Like they've been seeing it. As I kind of warned Ryder before the event, I was like, Surfers have been around for a couple months now. They're like well known. I was like, most people are probably gonna have an answer for it. He's like, that's okay. I'm just gonna have fun. I'm like, all right. So he went, he did his thing. He got first round. He decimated Matthew. 300-0, like nothing. Or I think he got 75. He got a surfer, but like it was over well before the round was done. And he was walking around. And then his next 3 matches, he did not do well. He played you.
Yeah.
You had an answer for him. It could have been a game, but he made one misplay. Where if he just had done the free move and then hypered, I think he would have had a few shots on you.
Yeah.
And if he hit some things, it would have been a game.
Yeah. No, I mean that's it. They need to hit, and if they can't hit, they're kind of just left to die very quickly.
Yeah.
I think the same thing happened with Nick when I played him, because I played both Carnage Surfer teams that first day.
That's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, they both missed their opening salvo. In Nick's case, he actually hit, and then I managed to. I think I got out of it through King Killmonger, and yeah, it's like he most of his team on a 2x2 platform. Whoosh, pull the rug right out, and they all drop down and get 10 attack.
Like for as much as you talk about the elevation trick, he should have known better. Because like you talk about it a lot. So like I know if there's elevation around, I know what you're doing. So like
what I also talk about is how we on the West Coast don't play the elevation, play the terrain markers as effectively in other locations.
We don't. Yeah. Like I know you
look at some of the online guys; they're very, very good at it. We are not. I'm trying to channel them, but the reality is I'm not nearly as good as like others, like George and even Jackson, who plays a lot online. Wasn't here, but he plays a lot online, and
it's mostly those East Coast guys that play online.
I don't know if you saw as well, like Paul plays a lot online, and in fact just won the crazy broadcast tournament. So
that's very cool. Congratulations, Paul. Very nice.
He's very good.
What was the format for that?
Oh my God, it's the coolest format ever. Basically, it was modern, and it was something like 13 weeks. And every week, whoever won, all of their game elements were added to the ban list for the rest of the tournament.
Oh, wow.
So you can imagine by week 12, 13, there's not a whole lot left.
Jeez. Averaging, you're losing like 5 to 8 figures a week.
Oh, at least, right? Because I think it includes sideline and everything. So
sideline was probably gone like week 1.
Oh yeah, I mean it's halfway through the tournament they're playing pulp teams, but it really forced people to be creative. All of those lists are up on HC Units, and really interesting to take a look. I'm sure there are. I wouldn't be surprised if there were some interesting teams that came up that do not make the top of mind meta for modern, but may still very well be real contenders.
So do you have a list of what figures are banned under those formats?
I don't have that. Brad Broyles had been maintaining all of that.
If there's a way to get that up there, I think that would kind of help people understand the teams a little better. And
Yeah, I think Brad has it somewhere. I don't know where it is though. It's not on H units though.
Yeah, that'd be cool to look at though. Well, I think we've done enough time talking about other things and staring
So you
at
want
mixed
to click
teams.
that red button now, and let's look at the meta.
Let's
So
just
this
make
is
sure we
the meta
click off mixed
specifically
teams.
for the tournament itself. Now there's only 8 people playing, but it'll show you that there you go. Scott Porter, white shirt on every single one of those teams. His twin, black shirt Scott Porter on 4 of those teams. And then it dropped down. Next we see Ghost Rider, Genesis, APOC, Jennifer Kale on 2, Blackheart on 2, Saki on 2, etc.
Nice.
Bunch of teams.
Then everything goes to 1, right? Okay. Yeah. So there's 29 different figures played amongst 8 people, which is pretty good. It's almost I'd say 4 figures per person that are different. Yeah, so what do you think about everyone playing 275 clicks and half the people playing 250 point clicks?
I think WizKids needs to errata Scott Porter, to be quite honest. And I actually think it's a pretty simple errata. I think all it is, the only thing that needs to change is it needs to say during the check for theme teams, Scott Porter gains all keywords to make it consistent with the second Scott Porter. Because I think what makes him stand out far and away is basically getting a free ring and all the constructs that come with it. His knockback pulse wave doesn't target friendlies is extremely potent. It probably also could deserve a look. But it's really the fact that he's just getting free equipment that really makes him I think a problem. And he's the reason. That's the reason why everybody's playing him.
And they've recently started to put the ATA on him, but no one has done a deep dive into the ATAs just to get one on him and then wildcard it.
Yeah.
Because there's plenty of things out there that would wreck a lot of teams.
Yeah, that's probably true.
I've done some dives and I've looked at some things when in testings. I was looking for counters to the Surfer and I found a pretty good silver bullet. And I used it against Ryder and he couldn't do anything.
Yeah, one of my favorites is Justice League Dark. Everybody on your the opposing team gets -2 to their range. And you know how that becomes very interesting is Pulse Wave is not a locked value of 4 any longer.
No.
All the Pulse Waves would go down to 2 if they're not targeting somebody or a couple characters who have that.
You know what happens to a Carnage Silver Surfer when it hypersonics? How much range does it have?
1.
Yep. Yeah, I tested that against Ryder and he couldn't.
Oh, that's good.
So the only saving grace he had that was different was he had the Ion with the +1 range, and we had 1 perplex, and then he also had the Necro Sword, which gave him 2 range.
Oh man, that's good. Yeah, it's been a while since I did a run through all the ATAs. I have to take a look.
I go through every couple months just to keep refreshed because I forget sometimes. Oh yeah, that's there. Yeah, Justice League Dark was the silver bullet to the Surfers because it gives them 1 range hypersonicking.
Oh, that's great. I hadn't thought of that at all.
What do they do? What do you do?
Yeah, punch.
You get maybe 1 hit because all your other perplexes are going in to getting you over there.
Yeah. Yep. Reduces your range by a lot, that's for sure. Let's move on to Pulp. Are we ready?
One more question to pose to you, sir. If you had to get rid of one of the porters, would it be white shirt or black shirt?
I mean, I think white shirts, from a perspective of it being overplayed because it's probably broken, it's white shirt Scott Porter. Yeah.
Like, so, all right. So take into consideration the community rerolls anywhere on the map. And then defense shells have become very popular. Black Shirt Porter is going to be a huge help to those defense shells. And
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm just countering your argument. And if you do happen to take away White Shirt at the moment, you're losing that +1 attack. Well, you're not going to get the +1 attack either way with Demon and Armor or Kale there, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, like Black Shirt also has its own set of issues. Like White is blaring you in the face because it's on every single team, right? Everyone's playing 275 point clicks, and the other half is playing 250. So I feel like something needs to be done about Scott. 100%. Like it has become very stagnant in what you're seeing. Like, all right, you got a Scott Porter, cool. Like, I don't know.
Well, you know what's funny, Jeff, is that there was a brief period, I guess at the start of or the first half of 2023, where they killed the theme team bonus.
100%.
And saying that it's too powerful for alpha strikes.
Yeah.
And then it's basically been brought back with Scott Porter.
100%. 100%.
But egregiously worse.
And then you get +1 attack and damage. You get +1 to your defense. Like,
I think the reason why like WizKids hasn't addressed it is because there haven't been any major tournaments outside of this since Worlds.
Nothing.
And they are, and to be honest, they're just not paying attention to what's going on out on the West Coast, which is too bad. But
they also sold all these figures.
Yeah.
How mad is everyone going to be if they hit an errata?
I think you can errata them. Like I said, like I mentioned, my suggestion, and I think they're still very, very playable. And, but not quite as bad.
Like if the community tokens needed line of fire, that's not so bad. Because you got to put them out there. +1 to defense, like that's fine, right? For 25 points, it's pretty good. If you're next to somebody, like, and then just the +1 attack and damage. If you're from the same set, which can be done.
It's the constructs. I think that's the issue. There's such a big. It's basically it's such a big toolkit that gives you answers to so many different things.
The free barrier
for free. Yeah.
Free access to barrier.
Yeah.
Like you said, the knockback from the boot.
Yeah.
The hydrant. Well, the hydrant's almost a saving grace because there's so much other barrier across this on the other side of the table. So that may be.
Yeah.
Maybe okay.
Getting all of that for free. I mean, that's the problem is he's basically like a 25-point Swiss Army knife because of the
15-point Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
All right, so keep an eye out for what happens to Scott Porter. Things may transpire. We'll see. But yeah, that's a lot of Scott Porter, man. Like, all right, just shake my head at it. All right, pulp. So like as you guys know, I'm not a huge pulp guy, but the bronze pulp has definitely piqued my interest. There is some cool stuff and some degenerate stuff going on. Again, congratulations to Richard Medina.
Yeah.
Thank you. Actually, let's pause real fast. I want to fill up my water cup. Is that okay, Clay?
Sure. I'll talk while you go do that.
I'll be right back.
One of the funny things I think that happened over the weekend. So I drove up with Richard, and Richard did not manage to make the top 8 cut from the first day. And so he was feeling pretty bummed, and he was actually ready to just like jump in a car with Alyssa and drive home back to LA. And I convinced him, like, dude, stick around, play pulp. You have a good team. You have a real chance of actually like winning this thing. And he hemmed and hawed and eventually decided to actually go and play the tournament. And boom, there he goes, winning every single game, going completely undefeated, 7 games in pulp due to his Thunderbolt Ross team. So I'm very glad that he decided to stick it out and actually play, because I think it was worth his time. I think in the podcast from a few weeks ago, certainly General Thunderbolt Ross was a figure that was mentioned. I know he's a favorite of a few people. Richard did a hell of a good job buffing him up. Playing Nathaniel Richards to give him penetrating psychic blast. Spiderling, who probably was one of the more surprise figures of the weekend. I think I bet Spiderling was on at least 3 teams, if I remember correctly, and and the synergy that you get with the die roll manipulation between her and Orb and Mr. Sinister, Richard was, and with I think 3 prop controls on this team, Richard was basically trying to alpha strike with Thunderbolt Ross, doing penetrating damage, manipulating the dice into rolling a critical hit. And it was pretty awful when that happens.
Yeah, he did some work. That was too good.
And it's hard to get to his team, and even if you do get there, he's got Orb and Necron just waiting for you.
And things are healing up as he's popping them as your way over.
Yep. So.
Yeah, there you go. Good job, Richard. See, I knew Richard was going to do a good showing. And this Star-Lord ship was his map to go to.
Yeah.
It's a good map. Great for that Thunderbolt Ross. And my other pick, the beefy bystanders. Yeah, Medusa, Poison Ivy. Very nice.
Yeah, so
I would have liked to see a Teakle over here, but it's okay, Clay.
Teakle is just a little too expensive.
He's 70 points?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Poison Ivy is just so much stronger. Medusa's still amazing, even after all these years. And the trick with this team is, of course, Aaliyah Gregor gives all +1 combat values to all bystanders within 5 squares. And Poison Ivy creates bystanders. Medusa has a bystander that's autonomous. Overdrive itself is a bystander, gets +1 combat values. And then Mary Jane Watson also can spit out up to 3 bystanders. And so your little paparazzi, which are normally 10 attack, 0 damage, can be buffed all the way up to 11 attack, 3 damage because of the empowers. And the other thing about this team that I really liked is you have there is so much autonomous. You could potentially have 3 autonomous bystanders, a living hare, and who else is there?
Mary Jane.
And Mary Jane herself. So you could have 5 autonomous actions on top of your 4 main force actions. You just have so much damage output. I guess the other little things I threw in there, General Lane, I know he was mentioned a few weeks ago as well. He gives everybody a wit. So you have a very, very large team with all those bystanders, and anybody who has a point value basically has outwit.
Yeah.
And so that's always good. And then on top of that, the big thing though, I think, giving outwit to Necron is extremely powerful because he himself is so hard to block his line of fire, very long range, and his cosmic energy, so he can't turn it off. And then enhancement as well.
Nice.
So he's a solid piece.
Very good, very good, very good synergy. Very well thought out. I like it. Nice. All right. Third place, we had Rolling Wellington, the original sin. Let's see. We got Blackheart, Falcon, Orb, Red Widow, Sinister, Spiderling, Magic.
So the interesting thing here, so Roland was very excited about this event. He had been playing a pulp team for a while. He's played Pulp a lot in Vegas, from what I understand. The really clever thing that he did that I was not expecting was the use of magic. So he would move up with the free place with Blackheart, carrying Orb and Magic, allow Orb to sit there to running shot, energy explosion. He was hoping for a 1, which he then could, or to give him a critical hit, or if that didn't happen, then he would use Spiderling to give him 1 and turn it into a crit energy explosion. But then what was great was magic can carry up to 4 characters that share a keyword, and so he was using magic to run back and had this great little yo-yo going on. So he'd run out, shoot you, and then run back where you couldn't get him. And
very creative.
So he didn't have incredible range. He's gonna get you, and I think he did very, very well. Even our game, when I did finally manage to best him, it was pretty close. It basically came down to him hitting he needed 7 or higher with a pulse wave, and he missed it.
Close. Crazy, but yes, Roland is the Pulp guy. So if you guys have any questions, message him, because that's all he talks about is Pulp. All right, let's see.
I think this is other than looks like other than the sideline and maybe the maps. It's modern. Yeah,
100%. Yeah, he's like, I played my modern team, wanted to see how it would do, and it was the Bronze Age elements that got him. It was your bystanders and and Richard's Thunderbolt Raws.
Yeah.
All right, Patrick Booth. Some more bystander-y things.
It's kind of a mix of everything, right? He has a bystander with Poison Ivy, but I think the real thing he's got Manifold, who can carry Poison Ivy around, make her give her combat reflexes, make her harder to hit, and with very long transport range. He's got Falcon, who shares a keyword with Red Widow, and move through her and place her afterwards. And so, and then Doctor Strange is just kind of warping around doing his free TK and pumping people with the flex, and hopefully getting some of his associates with enhancement out there. Just another well-constructed modern team.
I like it. All right, Craig Landers, the dice never die. Another kind of Shelley team with Sinister. Has Sinister been on all? Sinister was.
I did not play Sinister. Patrick did not play Sinister.
Okay.
Even Richard did not play Sinister, but Sinister was definitely out there.
Richard did play Sinister.
Oh, Richard did play him. Sorry.
Richard, Roland, and Craig. So we got 3 out of the top 5 here.
Yeah.
All right. So, and what I liked was the Punisher combo. Very fun. Rocket launching people. Oh, Sideline's not here. Yeah, he had the rocket launcher Punisher on the sideline, so that's always fun. Sinister Spiderling combo. This was his taxi, if I remember correctly. You meant choose a friendly character adjacent to the square he moved through. If you do place that character adjacent, it can't be given costed actions this turn. So what he does is he'll move through this Punisher, and then this character can't be given costed actions this turn, but he'll swap to the other Punisher with a rocket launcher, and then he'll rocket launcher him. Similar to how Shatterstar works.
Oh, interesting. Okay, because I was going to say I didn't see the Shatterstar, but that makes sense now. Yeah.
Nobody played Shatterstar. And then he just went hardcore with his dice manipulation. Yeah, Spiderling, Sinister, Adolf. Yeah, it was rough. All right, and another figure with true Bronze Age pieces. Jonah was a BBW winner. And he's playing Deadshot Party Thor. Superman Blue, which is something I was unfamiliar with, has a pretty cool thing. Superman Blue can use Force Blast. Superman Blue and adjacent friendly characters ignore damage dealt by Pulse Wave.
This
ability can't be ignored.
I'm so thrilled that he played this piece. This was definitely on my list of pieces that I was interested in trying to build a team around, and so I didn't do it, but I'm glad he did. I after I played him, I mentioned to him about Riptide, who can sidestep and get free pulse wave, and so I could very much see Jonah playing that piece in the future. I think that's a really nice little combo. But yeah, he just buffed up Deadshot's range. Went for that one shot, and one shot, one kill, and if so the trick here also is Dazzler. So Dazzler gives a couple characters shield, and so you end up with 3 shield on the team. Deadshot on his target starts with 8 range, buffs that to 11, and so can shoot pretty much, what is that, halfway across the map, a big map, and doing a lot of damage with the enhancement, the extra attack and damage from Weasel. He's got 2 barrier pieces, and then if you do get close, then Party Thor jumps out and starts beating the heck out of you. So it's a good team.
Nice. I also like the Weasel.
Yeah,
personal favorite.
I like that. Jonah really leaned into the Bronze Age elements.
He did. He did good with that. All right. On to Kevin Afruz. He went Pulse Wave crazy. Deathstroke had Pulse Wave. Blue Marvel had Pulse Wave. He just Pulse Wave and away. Got his taxi here. Yeah, he was having fun.
What's up with that? The Robin, I don't know. Was it just leadership, cheap leadership?
Probably just leadership, yeah. 25-point leadership. Can't beat it.
Cool.
And I think it's just 25-point leadership, yeah.
Right,
and last.
Sorry, scroll down. Oh no, he doesn't have leadership.
Yeah, right here.
No, it's his attack power or his damage power.
Also leadership.
No, but if he plays it, sorry, I see what you're saying. Sorry.
He's got the gray, and he's got.
He's got regular leadership, not the special power.
Correct.
Sorry.
Correct.
Yep, my bad.
And then some more alpha bystanders. We got a lot of figure on this team. Wow. I think
it's interesting. I was looking at this. He picked a very different set of guys. There's Poison Ivy. I think this is the 3rd Poison Ivy we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
But he went with the Red Ghost, who can pop out Super Apes instead.
Huh. There's Igor, Mikol. 11 attacks, not bad. I'll take it. Super strength. I'll take some knockback. That's cool.
Yeah. So those are pretty cool. Doing the Aaliyah Gregor to bump them all up +1.
Mm-hmm.
Duke Thomas gives them like some massive attack bumps.
Yeah, this was huge.
They have very, very high attack. We got Manifold, Team Lantern to transport everybody around. I wasn't sure what he was doing with the Cadmus lab scientist, other than just to fill holes. I guess empower.
Empower, yeah.
Okay.
Cheap empower.
Open up that damage.
And battle fear if he needs to.
Yeah.
So that seems not bad. But yeah, that was solid event. I definitely think people definitely got excited about the Bronze Age aspect of the pulp, because just a lot of older figures that are still good, but you can't necessarily play in regular Bronze Age. So I think it might be a thing. Let's look at your data. Oh, number 1 played figure. Look at that, Mr. Sinister.
Mr. Sinister, Red Widow, Poison Ivy, Falcon, Orb, Spiderling, all on 3 teams.
Nice.
So, yeah. Pretty consistent with, I think, what we're seeing elsewhere in the modern pulp meta. I'll be honest, I think Spiderling is very interesting. That one's pretty new. I'm actually curious to look at if we look at the meta for pulp, is she anywhere on there? I don't see her anywhere towards the top. It will be very interesting if she makes
a showing now.
Appearance out in Florida here in a couple weeks.
Because her and Orb are.
If anybody who's playing in Heroclix Open is listening, you get a 400-point team.
Because she automatically commits Orb to a critical hit.
Yep.
Right?
At least once. Yep. And on top of that, I mean, she's 40 points. She feels a little expensive. She's got that low range, but she does have 5 clicks.
Yeah, 5 clicks, 40.
So
she's 5 clicks, prob, and 40 points, and a 4 through 6 super senses.
Yeah.
I think she's worth it for sure.
Yeah, 11 attack, 3 damage. The funny thing is she's probably not the one you're trying to kill, and I think that's what helps her.
Mm-hmm.
You're going after Orb. You're going after some of these other bigger hitters, and then you realize, oh, actually, you know what? 11 attack, 3 damage prob. That's actually, and then super duper senses is actually kind of a pain to deal with. 5 clicks. It's hard to get through that in Pulp.
It is.
You got to double tap or at least.
And if she just super senses out, you're like, cool.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, like it was fun. She's been on a couple of the teams I was looking at. So I'm glad to see her get some play. Nothing else like super surprising. I think she was definitely the most surprising figure of all, right?
In terms of her popularity, yeah, I think so.
What do you think of the Moira, Mr. Sinister, Orb combo?
I think it's good.
Hmm.
I'll be honest, I don't think you need Moira. I think Orb does that for you, fills that role for you.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're going to play Spiderling, you don't need her.
Okay.
Yeah. The thing that I still think is really strong that my son won our Pulp tournament down here with is who is not here, interestingly enough, is Blackheart. Blackheart. So in my opinion, Orb's main problem is is when he gets tied up. If you want to deal with Orb, you just tie him up.
Yeah.
He can't break away automatically. And so, it's a big gamble to have to break away with him. If he can't break away and run over elevation, he loses flurry. He can't do his energy explosion. But you know what? And then similarly, Necron, when he gets to top dial, doesn't have any movement. He's got stealth.
Yep.
So how do you solve these movement issues? Blackheart.
Interesting.
And also gives you tremendous range with both of them as well. So, Roland, I think, was the only person who played Blackheart in this.
Yeah, there was only one in the top 8.
And he was not playing Necron, interestingly enough.
I'm
actually surprised Necron is only on 2 teams, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, him just like free healing because things die. Like.
Yeah, he starts off as your prop control, and if you don't kill him, he will destroy your whole team.
Because dude, there's so many little figures, right, that just die. So he should be healing up like really quick.
If he gets to top dial, and like you're down to 200 points or 150 points of team, you can't beat him.
No.
So
it's hard. It's really hard.
I think he's probably the best piece in.
Yeah, because you got to hit 19 soon and invincible. Like, if you still have that much damage output and half your team's gone, probably not.
No way. And he's shooting for 12, Norse hindering, exploit, and psychic blast.
Yeah, so if you get in on him.
Yeah.
Crazy. All right. Well, it was a fun event. Let me see if I can find some more pictures. Let's see. This was Pulp. This is Pulp. Right. Ryder loves playing on camera. Like, it's so funny because there's some people that are so like against it. They're like, I don't want to play on camera. If I make it to the finals, I understand. But he's like, I'll do it. I'm like, all right, dude, get it. Yeah, him and Booth had a good game. It was really nice that the SAT guys came out. Thank you. Again, thank you to Team Vegas for coming out. Thank you, Roland, Patrick, Craig for all helping judge. Anthony and Nick helped judge the pulp event. So thank you guys for that. Thank you, Pat Upoko, for coming out. It was good to see you. Good to hang out. There he is. He does exist. They did. I will say they did keep sneaking over and play Larcana. Alyssa's like, I need my card fix. Yeah, it was. Ryder was the last person to qualify, like the very last person. It came down to the final round of the last chance qualifier, and he's playing one of my other local guys, and they were both 1 and 2. So whoever won would have ended up qualifying, and Ryder pulled that one out by like the skin of his teeth.
That's awesome.
And then dude, he had a blast this weekend. He got to hang out with the guys, got to make fun of Nick. That's always a good time.
So Jeff, is it too soon to ask when our next event is going to be? Do we have some stuff in the works?
So our first Bronze Age event, ICQ, is going to be should be, I believe Super Bowl is the 11th. So I'm thinking it's going to be either this weekend or it should be either the 17th or the 24th.
All right.
Is what I'm thinking. And it'll be at Majestix SoCal. Oh. And then we're going to start filling out the calendar for events. Like I'm okay not hosting an event until April. That shit's exhausting. Yeah. Because I just did one a month ago, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna go play for a bit. I want to relax. But other than that, I know the Baragons are gonna host another one. Of course, I'll be doing another one. We have a couple spots in Las Vegas that are interested, so it should be another fun-filled year of clicks and Bronze Age. I talked to Caleb about maybe trying to get a Bronze Age event out there. So we'll see what happens. We're going to have to do an episode with Caleb because I want to get his perspective of coming out and doing bronze, because that's something he's like one of the first people that aren't on the West Coast to come out and play our format. So I kind of want to get his perspective on things, and I think we should get Anthony on and
that sounds great.
Talk about his team. So currently there is only 2 people qualified for the Invitational, and it is Anthony and it is Richard.
Sounds like a couple of familiar names.
Here's Mr. Booth.
Just in time to say goodbye to everybody.
Yeah. What? Oh, that's so unfortunate.
We missed you.
Not having you here, gosh, we were just tearing apart Las Vegas without you.
Yeah.
We may have to edit this one down just because the amount of vitriol that we were spewing towards Las Vegas.
Mostly Nick.
That's fair. I mean, that's fair. I mean, we do cause a lot of hate to occur. I mean, just some people just can't deal with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know.
It's all that awesomeness.
Yeah. I mean, that's your words, not mine. So, did I miss anything good tonight?
No, I just covered the teams. Again, congratulations for your showing this weekend. You did pretty good, sir. Well, and your team's victory.
Yeah, I mean, I think that brought joy to Roland's heart. He really needed that.
Good.
He deserves it. He defrosted the captain's heart a bit. He was very excited come Sunday. Okay.
You guys just got to keep winning other stuff.
Yeah,
he was talking a lot of shit and didn't pull out the pulp win.
I didn't get to watch the game, but he did say that somebody got really lucky against him. I'm not going to point out who.
Was it Clay?
I don't know. I mean, based on Clay, that person's response and how quickly they lost in the final round, I think he may be right.
I wouldn't say I got extremely lucky. I
mean,
it is a game of dice, I suppose.
A game of dice,
Adjectives can change, right?
Yeah. There was some dice that broke my way. Didn't break his, but
I would assume as much.
It was a pretty close game. It was fun to play for the two of us. So
I'm glad you guys had some fun. I know I was experiencing some of those where it's like, oh, you got to roll a 9 or a 10, and you got 4 chances at it, and you roll it. I go, oh, okay.
Was that Richard?
And Richard, yes. But you know what?
I think that was our game, right?
Yep. Sometimes that's just the way the dice roll, and that's okay.
Yeah, I would say our game, that was dice. There was no doubt about it. I beat you solely by rolling stupidly well, and you rolling poorly.
That was kind of like the name of my game. At some of them was just like, hey, I need to roll a 4, or one of the games. I need to roll a 5, and I had 3 chances at it, and I rolled a 4 3 times or less. So I was like,
that's different than the game with Roland, where I think Roland, it's like he missed one die roll of like 7 or higher. Okay, that happens. It's worse when it's like, oh yeah, you need 9 or higher. You need to do that 4 times.
Yeah.
And they do it.
Yeah.
You're like, you know what? You deserve to win, sir.
Sometimes you just go, okay. I mean, I did that with Richard in the semifinals, where it was just like, all right, and then I just had fun with it. At a certain point, I was just like, all right, screw it, we're just gonna have fun. You know, let's just turn this into an entertaining game at that point. But I do have to say, I am prepared for the next one. That we already have a really good idea coming down the pipe.
Nice. Okay.
Next bronze pulp.
It can actually go on either
modern
or pulp.
All right.
Very cool.
Yeah. Yep. It's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to torturing some people with it.
Nothing like some good old fashioned torture.
I am a little bit of a sadist, unfortunately.
Yeah. I guess Las Vegas is the new Gitmo.
Your word, not mine, buddy. That sounds like a great title for this episode.
Oh God.
Come on down. We have bars and sadism. Isn't it everything you needed?
It is the city of sin, isn't it?
Yeah, everyone's sin is different. So how did you guys like the weekend? I'm sure, Jeff, you're very happy.
I think everything went pretty smoothly. I guess I was telling Clay earlier, my only critique was that Saturday went far longer than I anticipated. I felt like Friday went pretty well. Things didn't go too late. They were pretty on track. And then Sunday things were pretty good, especially with that last round of finals. Like everything, we were out of there on time, or I think even a little early on Sunday.
I think we were out by like 3, 4.
We left by like 4:30, I think.
Yeah.
And then we ate, and then I went home and I passed out.
That was terrible Fridays. I don't ever want to go there. Not as bad as B-Dubs.
All right. So as bad as B-Dubs was, like everything I consumed was delicious. Unlike Fridays, the service was lackluster and the food was ass.
Huh.
I mean, I don't know why you ordered ass, but
I'm an ass man. What can I say? So I don't know. All the other food was great throughout the weekend. Just Fridays on Sunday was. What you went to Fridays? No, did you come? You didn't come with us to B-Dubs, did you, Clay?
I did not. I just went home and went to bed. I ran out and grabbed to-go order from Fridays.
Oh, nice.
On Sunday because I needed some food and I just had like a chicken club sandwich and it was fine. So I don't know.
You can't mess that one up.
That's fair. I don't even remember I got the chicken crisper, the whiskey glazed things, and they were. I felt like they were too done.
Huh.
They were, and then what else did I order? I don't remember.
You got the dumplings.
Oh, I got the fish and the dumplings were tasty.
Yeah.
But again, probably hard to mess up, right? And then the fish and chips sucked.
I know that blue ocean drink I had. I was like, oh, this is gonna be great, right? Who will go wrong with curacao and some type of vodka? Yeah, it wasn't great.
But you still finished it.
Yeah, I chugged it. I was like, all right, chug mode done. All right. Clay, were you happy after this weekend? Did you get everything you wanted out of it?
It was great. I think my only issue that wasn't mentioned was it was a little cold.
Oh yeah,
cold understatement. Like we lived in a freezer for 4 days.
It somehow managed to get colder and colder throughout the weekend. You usually get all those warm bodies in a room and it warms things up. I swear by Sunday it was like I was borderline hypothermia. Yeah, about ready to lose a finger. I was Kevin. It was like, I need you to turn my clicks for me. I can't move my fingers.
Poor Kevin was shivering.
I'll be honest. I think that's why I ducked out to go get Fridays. I'm like, I need to just hang out in my car and warm up for a little bit.
I was warm enough. I had a jacket on.
You had several jackets on, sir.
That's fair.
Okay.
I was
you
also
weren't
moving
this guy who's like, oh, it's only going to be 45. I'll be okay.
In all fairness, I did warn people that it's cold.
It is cold. I think it was colder this weekend than it was a month ago, even.
But you didn't warn anyone that we were going to be in a freezer the entire time. I think that's where the information was missing. That was the important information that we were not, apprised of, which was the problem.
Yeah.
Because
I did
45 ain't bad. You get a windbreaker on, especially when it's cold out. You put on a nice flannel shirt and jeans and shoes and you're fine. But when it's 45 and then you're in a freezer and that freezer turns that 45 into like 30, you're going, wow, I should be wearing like winter boots and probably a heavy shirt and a nice puffy jacket, and probably mittens would go great because we're using our hands the entire time. None of us had that.
We have talked about how cold it gets in there. Like, this was not a surprise.
Home field advantage. It's like when some of those football teams have to come up to Detroit or Chicago.
Yeah. Play in the snow.
Play in the snow. Come on, Florida teams. Come on. Adapt.
Brandon Ryder
officially turned Heroclix from a stamina game, right, which it normally is, into an extreme sport. Okay? Turned Heroclix into blood sport, buddy. The difference is, instead of blood, it was cold sport.
Somebody's going to have to develop like special gloves that allow you to play Heroclix, to still turn your Heroclix while.
As the next prizing, should I give away a heated jacket as a prize? Like one of those electronic jackets with the battery you can turn on?
We'll just glue these old WizKids rings on gloves and just be like, I can't use my fingers, but at least I could do this motion.
It wasn't that cold.
BS. People were being tortured by the end of the night, and they were going, please just let me go home. I don't care about the prizes. I want to feel my fingers. Okay?
I was all right. It wasn't that cold. You need to toughen up, dude.
Well, hopefully we'll get to play in the summer, and I would imagine it'll be a little warmer in the summer.
No, in the summer it'll be the opposite. It'll become an oven.
No, not in Northern California.
Yeah, dude, no way. There's just no pleasing you, is there, Patrick?
No, there's plenty of pleasing me, but I'm not going in making that same mistake again. Next time, I'm going to be prepared. I'll have like tearaway pants with a Speedo underneath, just in case. Okay? Just where it's like, oh, okay, I was right. It's an oven. Rip. Tear off pants.
I have to conveniently lose those pictures.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, we warned you that it was a bit cold in there.
Yeah, sure you did.
Yeah, I remember Clay saying how cold it was last time.
Yeah, I'll reconsider next time I go if I wanted to freeze out. Got it.
Did you come up with the same number of digits as you left?
I don't know. Let's look.
Well, I think that just helps out your significant other.
Quack.
I stand by my statement.
Lost our G rating, boys.
We never had one. It's marked as not for kids.
Nice.
Or any of our conversations marked for children?
I hope not.
Poor writer.
Oh, he listens to this probably religiously.
He does not. He goes on YouTube on his school computer, and because I have this marked not for kids, he actually can't listen to it.
Oh,
Thank God. The children that was torture.
He just likes when we talk about him.
Oh, okay. Well, I will say this: he did lay the smack-a-down on Nicholas the entire weekend. Poor baby hands.
Oh, dude. Yeah, Ryder was relentless to Nick. I was like, oh, poor guy.
I was like, well, Nicholas just re-experienced his younger childhood with having a younger brother.
Yeah.
It was great. And then, Roland's now a grandpa, which is fun.
That's right. Oh my, yeah. Ryder was calling him grandpa. How old's Roland? Is he like?
I would say he's in his 40s.
45?
Probably no older than that.
Like I feel like he's old enough to be a grandpa.
Yeah, probably.
Could be a grandpa.
Yeah.
Grandpa Roland.
You guys are making me feel bad that I just turned 45 yesterday.
All right, Grandpa Clay.
Oh, you want Ryder to call you Grandpa too? Or do you just want to stick to Clay?
I'll just stay with I'll stick with Dad.
I know what you. That sounds good. All right. Poor Roland.
It's okay. That's what he gets for being the old man on the hill. Okay.
You know who's older than him though? Jonah. He's 47. He's old.
Doesn't look it.
Wow. Yeah, he doesn't look it at all.
Doesn't look it at all.
Yeah, he's older than you, Clay.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't realize that. Huh.
Not a terrible thing.
Should we wrap it up?
I think so. Well, we appreciate you jumping on for a quick few minutes to talk some shit, Patrick. Always a pleasure.
I always enjoy coming on and talking shit. I look forward to doing more next time because, someone has to be winning on this podcast. Ow!
I guess I got to play to win. So
you did play, and you lost in that event that I won.
But I beat your teammate, so that's all that matters.
You beat the weakest one of us.
But I beat a child. Nick. Yeah, but I beat
child.
Nick. That's all that matters.
He's a special ed child, okay?
I'm pretty sure I beat Vegas every Vegas game I played.
Probably. But
I beat Nick.
Sometimes you can beat us, but you have to win for it to matter.
Yes, I'm the most consistent loser. I agree.
No, don't take my title. Get out of here.
Always the groomsman, never the groom.
Yeah.
I'm always the bride's the matron of honor here, second place.
Me and Kevin consistently placed in the top 8, but did not win anything across all the games. So
well, you guys had some tough competition ahead of you. So Anthony, who won last year and dominated pretty well last year, and then also Richard, who goes on winning streaks of just undefeatedness for like months.
He's got shields of protection around him for some ungodly reason. He's just like, oh, I win. It's like, yeah, buddy, but did you win or did the dice let you win?
Well, in his case,
he rolled them.
He didn't really need dice. He did. He brought his own dice manipulation. It's basically that he was the only one who played, Bronze Age Scarab. He's still trying to find a replacement to modern age Scarab. So we'll see if he manages to figure out a cyborg Superman team.
Mm-hmm. Let's see if he can manage to do it again after some potential changes coming to Bronze Pope in the future. I heard.
Maybe
there's a couple rumblings going around.
Well, let's discuss that in the future.
Yeah.
Next time on this podcast, pay attention.
Same bat channel, same bat time. Until next time, don't forget to practice rolling your dice, guys. Take it easy.
Good night.
Shake it, Cali. West Coast.